Hiya fam, welcome back. Hope you guys are having a great day. I'm Joe.
I'm Dan.
And we're back with another reaction. It's another pitch meeting and back into the MCU we go. Which one, Dan?
We're watching Thor.
The OG one.
Yes, the OG one.
Yay. Let's go see what possibly went wrong here too. Cheers to you fam, enjoy.
So, you have a Thor script for me? Yes, sir, I do. That sounds like it's gonna be fun. Yeah,
We'll
it's gonna
see.
be fine. Oh? Yeah, like it's gonna be alright. Well, okay, I
Wow.
guess that'll have to do.
Way to sell
Great.
it.
So the movie
Thanks.
follows Thor, who's supposed to become the next king of Asgard. Oh, Asgards are tight. They make it a lot less painful when you fall on your butt. That's not at all what I meant, though. Whoops. Whoopsie. So what kind of Asgard are you talking about? It's like a giant church organ where gods live and it has a rainbow
that's pretty
shooting
nice.
out of it. Wow, I can't wait for our team to generate that. So what's the movie actually about? Well, everything kind of stems from the fact that Thor's dad Odin is a horrible father. How's that? Well, when his sons are young, he's like, you're both great and destined to be kings, but only one of you can be king, so good luck with that. Oh, pretty much guaranteeing
Dad.
that one of them's gonna become a villain. Yeah, and Thor's brother Loki is actually a frost giant, and Odin adopted him when he was a baby, but never told him about it. What are frost giants? They're these giant blue creatures that have ice powers and stuff. So Loki is blue and giant, but he never realized he was adopted. No, he's
You would think,
pale and
right?
tiny, but he does turn kind of blue when he gets mad sometimes. Oh, he's like a crappy discount version of the Hulk. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
So
Yeah,
what
kind
happens
of.
in the movie? Well, Thor decides to attack the frost giants. So his dad gets mad and takes away his powers and casts him out to Earth. Okay. And he puts a spell on his magical hammer and says that only somebody that's worthy can wield it. Oh, so he's gonna try to find another Asgardian that's worthy? Nah, he's gonna
Good luck.
toss it down to Earth too. What? Yeah, he's like, things will work themselves out, I guess. This guy is pretty awful. Yeah, just using him to drive the plot forward, so he does some pretty nonsensical stuff. So what happens with Thor on Earth? Well, he meets this scientist, Jane Foster, and she thinks he might be a crazy person. Oh, yeah? Yeah,
That's
but
understandable,
anyway, they're
actually.
gonna fall madly in love in just a couple of days. Why? Well, they have a lot in common. They're both single and attractive. Oh, that's the basis
worked
of
out
any
nice.
strong relationship. Yeah, so at the end of the movie, Thor's gonna get his powers back, so Jane's gonna see that he's not crazy. He's actually a god. Wow, how does she react when she finds out? Well, how would you react if you just found out that gods exist? Well, we're talking about a complete reshaping of the world's religious beliefs, so I guess I'd be like, oh my god. Yeah, about the same
Maybe a little
level
more
of
than that, but-
enthusiasm as if you just found out that Pizza Hut's having a 2-for-1 deal. Yeah, exactly.
Ah,
Yeah,
that's
so
pretty good news.
Much how Jane reacts. Very appropriate reaction. Yeah, I thought so. Oh, just by the way, one of our tripods has a broken leg, so I hope it's cool if like half the shots in the movie are kind of tilted sideways. You really can't just get a new tripod? Well, we're just starting out with this cinematic universe. We can't be wasting money on stuff like that.
Really?
All right, well, I guess we'll just
Not a
really
good enough
lean into the
excuse.
Dutch
Iron Man
angles
made so
and
much
hope that
money.
people's necks don't hurt by the end of the movie.
my God.
Fantastic.
They
So
really
anyway,
did,
while
didn't they?
Thor is on Earth, Loki is hatching an elaborate plan to win his father's approval. Oh, how does he plan on doing that? By killing the frost giants. Wasn't trying to fight the frost giants the whole reason that Odin kicked Thor out?
Yes.
That's right. So why does Loki think that would work? I don't know. Fair enough, but does it work though? Obviously not, because he didn't want that. Right, that makes sense.
Yes.
Yeah. Anything else I should know about the movie? Oh, Hawkeye is gonna be there. Oh yeah, what's he gonna do? I just told you. He's gonna be there. Yes.
Yeah,
Is he gonna
that's
shoot
about
an
it.
arrow? No. Well, okay then. Anyway, so at the end of the movie, Thor's gonna save the day by destroying the Rainbow Bridge. Actually, we're gonna need Thor back on Earth for the Avengers next year. What are you saying? It's just that if the climax of this movie is him destroying his only way back to Earth, it's gonna be hard to explain how he gets back. Actually, it's gonna be super easy.
Barely an inconvenience.
Yep.
Oh, really? Yeah, in the Avengers, we could just be like, he came back with dark magic or something. That's pretty vague. Yeah, super vague. Also, it kind
who
of
cares?
undercuts the whole ending of this movie. Oh, yeah, I guess it kind of does. Oh, well, how about we do it anyway? Oh, I love it. Great. So what do you
Really?
think of the movie? Well, I mean, it has gods, magic, action. I think it has the potential to be the strongest Marvel trilogy we ever make. Wow.
I don't know about that.
Oh no, you went the other way with that.
Yeah, you did. Yeah, you did.
Oh, Jesus. I never actually thought about when you take all the MCU together and all the trilogies, whose would be the weakest. Guess they got a point. So,
Which is kind of sad because I really like Chris Hemsworth. I think his Thor character is really fun. I think the movies themselves, have a lot of potential there. You have Anthony Hopkins in there. You got Loki in there. You got so much potential in these movies, but you don't make a very good story to go with them, and that's what's killing them.
I know, you rely too heavily on CGI to fill in the gaps, and it doesn't do it.
Like the whole plot of Dark World, with the Dark Elves, nobody cared. Like it had no greater meaning to the story.
You would think that they could find a better story within the comic books for Thor.
There's got to be, right?
Yes, especially to add on to the Avengers that would come later. It's like, okay, we're showing an entire character arc through a trilogy here and bringing him into the Avengers as a person who's learned different lessons by his own movies. That would have been the perfect way to do that.
Yeah.
And you had all the Stan Lee content to work with to figure that out too.
Yeah, I mean, they definitely could have done a lot better there. Don't insult Pizza Hut, okay? A 2-for-1 special would excite me.
But let's be honest, if a whole bunch of Asgardians just kind of rainbowed down from the sky,
Yeah.
and you're like, oh my god, there's gods, and then somebody just screamed down the street, hey everybody, Pizza Hut's doing 2-for-1, would you run away and go do that? Be honest.
Okay, probably not.
Okay.
But the point is, there's a certain skepticism to what's going on, but I mean, once you see what they're doing, you just kind of have to accept it, right?
I think so. And truth be told, the gods probably aren't going to do anything special for you if they showed up anyway.
Right.
So you may as well get your 2-for-1.
Heck, they might want some,
You never know.
You go down, you get the 2-for-1, you get a pizza for yourself, you give one to the gods as a sacrifice, and be like, hey, I want to be in your good graces.
They might actually be in line. You never know.
Right. But I mean, even as gods, they're still mortal. They can still die,
Yes.
It's not like you're seeing, the biblical God. You're seeing a bunch of people who call themselves gods, but are more or less just aliens.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's just how they were written for the comic books, of course.
Right.
But I still kind of found it interesting because it's like, why were they written up as gods in that case? And I didn't see the last movie, but it turns out there's like a full slew of all of them are there. Zeus and Poseidon and all those guys.
Mm-hmm.
They all exist, but they can still be killed. But they're still, it's like, but what they are to actually deities is interesting.
Well, to be fair,
because they can bleed and be killed.
because they do have magic, they do have the tech that wouldn't have existed back in the old days when people would have encountered them in the first place. I can see why they might have been considered gods. And now, obviously, we know better. We have the tech. We can kind of see what's going on there a little bit better than people could 1,000 years ago. So I can see why they'd be considered as gods, though obviously we know they're not. I can understand why Jane and the others, wouldn't be all that bothered by the fact that these guys show up like this because, there's so much stuff going on. Just look at what Tony Stark did with Iron Man. That whole concept of his suit was far and above anything else that existed at the time.
Sure.
People accepted.
Well, they had no choice.
Right.
Yeah. It was when they started doing things like that too, when they started getting noticed by the rest of the universe as well.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's like they're giving off strong power signatures, by using things like the Tesseract to enhance themselves. And then of course Thor and all those guys start showing up, and they're bringing their own power signatures with them, and they start getting noticed by the other parts of the universe that you shouldn't get noticed by.
Right.
So, in reality, just them being gods kind of caused problems for everybody, because it's like his dad, Odin,
Mm-hmm.
kicks him out of Asgard down to Earth for a personal problem there.
Mm-hmm.
But it's causing problems for everybody else.
Yeah, it probably wasn't intentional. I don't think Odin was as bad a dad as everyone thinks. I mean, I think he was trying to encourage his kids to be competitive and to try to grow up and be the best versions of themselves that they could be.
Which is fine.
Except for the fact that, being magical beings, they kind of got corrupted by the power in the process. Thor just he was so strong that nothing bothered him. He just thought he could do whatever he wanted.
He just didn't use this very much.
Right, and then Loki kind of had the opposite problem. Being a trickster, he used his mind a little too much and thought he could get away with anything, and he couldn't.
Well, they both used the abilities that they had the best of.
Right.
To the best of their ability. So,
Mhm.
can't blame them for that, because they're both trying to one-up each other any way they can.
Yeah, and literally that's Loki's
But one of them's adopted, so...
Right. That's kind of Loki's whole problem, too, throughout the whole MCU, is he's too competitive. He's trying to prove himself, and he's causing trouble for everybody else in the process.
Nah. Oh well, hence we have an MCU.
Yes, hence we have an Avengers and a Loki series and all kinds of other stuff going on.
Thank you. Wouldn't have pitch meetings without it.
Yep.
Well, folks, if you're anything like us, you get the point. So, we'll just move on. I hope you enjoyed it, guys. We'll keep doing them. Hopefully, we'll find even worse ones than this. So, I'm sure we will.
There will be, yes.
Yeah, whether we've watched them or not, we'll watch them. So.
Yeah.
But as always, guys, be sure to like, subscribe, hit the bells, take a look at us on those things up there, and like and subscribe again. And until next time, this is Cocktail Flicks. I'm Joe.
I'm Dan.
And we'll catch you on the flip side. Cheers to you, fam. Cheers to you, Dan.
Cheers to you, Joe.
Later, guys.